Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Robin, looks like Mark tightened it up even more last night and increased the fonts and so forth, so it's looking even better. I just refreshed the gold, silver, dollar, and crude in there. So we'll get this all figured out, but it's looking pretty good. We're pretty happy about this. Um, let's see, where are we at this point? So, okay, this is the dollar index. This is our beta now. This is Chicago Quant Beta. I like up at the top, it even has our symbol on it. I love it. Look at that. The beta. The quant charts. Chicago Quants. All right. Hooray for us. All right. So here's the dollar index. You can see it's been strong now 4 days. I'm not able to draw lines in it yet, but you never know. And then when we go over to our older index or our other older program, let's put the dollar index in there again. There it is right there. It's already there. Get rid of that. And you can see also right there, not only do you see it right there where it's been 4 days, you can see it in the buy, and you can see the weeklies still in the sell. And then we go over to same situation on this. This is our old platform. 4 days in a buy, and it's also in the sell. So that's the action we see. And we're very happy that we have a beta now that seems to be updating and live. And we're going to get there, Robin. I can feel it. We're around the corner now. What else can we say about the dollar? I guess what it really comes down to is, I was looking at the bonds this morning. I took a quick look at them. I should put the bonds in this thing too. Let me just put the bonds up on the other platform right there. Let's make it so you can see it right there. Remember, traders, when the bond price is going down, interest rates are rising. In this case here, that's why the dollar index is rising, for the last couple of days, just like this has been dropping for the last couple of days. Increased interest makes people park their money in dollars instead of another particular pair of trade. So when we go over to, say, there's the great experiment, but let's go to something a little bit more healthier, I guess you could say. Healthier. I like to say that. Be polite and say healthier. You see here, cable's been in a sell for 4 days, just like the bonds have been driving down for 4 days in price as the interest rates rise. Same thing here, and at the same time, the reverse is that obviously the right there, the dollar index has been rising. So you got that relationship that we're always trying to hunt and peck and find. We're always looking for that. Overall, the dollar has no particular reason to do anything until this election's over with. The betting is still about 65 that 62, 65 that Trump wins. Now Harris is in the 40s, low 40, high 30s. As the campaign gets going along, they'll be able to start to, size up your trade in a sense. That's what we used to call it on the trading floors. Size up your trade. In this case here, they're betting on who's going to win the election. And so right now, they're just saying, okay, you got a new player in there. The base is going to support the new player. And so there should be a little bit more buying going on, and that's what's happening right at the moment, whereas Biden now is down to 0, of course, because he is out of the race. Now, they say that she may have it locked in by tomorrow. And so it'll be confirmed with an unofficial vote, but official vote. I don't know, something like that. This is the party that says they're protecting democratic policies. I never see the Democrats practice democratic policies. That's the amazing thing is that they sit there and say it all the time. It's the weirdest thing. But anyhow, that's where we are. That's why the dollar is stronger at the moment, but it's not exploding. Okay, it's not. There isn't a big explosion. It's not at 106 going, trying to break through the 106 area. Got down into the 10. What did it get down to 102s? Was it right there? We can put a little cursor on it. There, I got the low was 103.37 right there on that day. So right there, 103.37. And so where's that arrow at? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So 103.37. The day before that got down to 103.34. So you knocked it down, lift it back up. What else should we say about the dollar? Does anybody have a care about it more than any particular pair trade? But the dollar is firmer. I hate to be like one of the talking heads and not be realistic about what we're seeing. We're not seeing any real, what's a conviction. There's not a lot of conviction to come in and buy the dollar. The dollar is just going sideways. It doesn't have, any particular reason to want to believe that it's going to do anything but go sideways. Also, and as I say in many titles here, these products are all chasing and watching the election, and that's what it's going to be. And then over in the stock side, they've been playing around with the the Russell 2000. We've been talking about that. How the Russell, they're saying basically what they're trying to say with money is that Mr. Trump gets in there, then the economy's going to grow, and the cheapest of the cheapest stocks are going to lift because the economy's going to grow. That's the answer there. We're not really growing right now. We're just sideways. Our almost something like 80 to 90% of the employment increases we see are government jobs or NGOs, in a sense, like non-government agencies or organizations. I'm sorry, NGOs, non-government organizations like hospitals and medicine and so forth. But it's not exactly like the little shop down the road is doing better. Or, hey, Janos. So, at this point in time, the markets only have one thing to do, and that is to stare at the election and try to get, a lead on the action that will come from it all. Yeah, how do you like that? That's our new beta. This is the new beta right here. You're seeing this is the new beta. We're really getting that thing working, Matter of fact, let's take a look at Amazon. Let's see which was the first one you asked for. Spy. Let's go to Spy. And there's Spy. And you can see it was lifting up yesterday on the the price lifted up. And you can see we're still in that sell for that's 4 days now. We've been in the sell side of it, pressing down from up in here. So, and you can see the weekly is playing with the edge of the right there. You can see it playing with the edge of it's not in a weekly sell yet, but it's you can see it right there. And you can see that's last week's and this is this week's. We've got it all working now, so we're real happy. All right, let's go take a look at that was Spy. Let's go take a look at Coin. I think I put it up on the other machine, so let's go find it over there. We'll go over to there. And you can see this. Is that Coin? Now that's NVDA. You didn't ask for that, so we can always go back to it if you want to see it. See where I put the Coin. There it is right there. There's Coin. Coin lifted up yesterday. It's a third day in a buy. 2 weeks in a buy. Let's widen it out more. Give you some more breathing space there. You can see that right there. And this morning, it's down a little bit, not much, but then the markets are not really open yet. You can see the algorithm's pushing up on. Oh, didn't mean to do that. The algorithm's pushing up on it. From there, we'll jump over to Tesla. Tesla trying to get up to the edge of the buy. It's still in that weekly buy. It's like, what's that, 2, 4, 6. This is the 7th week in a weekly buy. And we've been in 4 days or 5 days now on a daily sell. It's going down. Now it's lifting back up. And we're right on the edge. If they get some action in it today, you can see some conviction. They'll start to take this thing up more again. Then what's the next one? Amazon. Let's see if I have Amazon on this one, or if I have to open up the other one for the Amazon. There it is, right there next to coin. And there's the Amazon. Amazon's been in a sell since the $200 area. We're down to about 180. Now we're like 183, and we're just pushing into the sell. The fast went into the sell last week. Notice we also have. Let's see if let me put this up on the other screen too. We have the blue lines even working on the new beta, so it's really cool. Yeah, there we go. Let's just show you how it looks like over there. You see that there? It's that missed going into the sell right there, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So only it was zeroed. It was one of those situations where both the green and the white were on zero, and then the fast was in a sell. That's the other platform right there, like that. That was a zero instead of in a sell. Then we go back to our beta, and our beta was the weekly didn't make it into the sell, but the lines did. So how did it do that? So we're looking at the wrong. Something's off on that. I think we're still working on our weekly over there. He's got most of it working right, but there's no way this has to be minus, because was that minus right there? Yeah, see, the green line was minus, so that normally would be minus. So we have to get that straightened out. And then this week it's already there. So this beta is picking up the twists and turns even more, and it's been in that daily sell like the other platform for weeks now. All the way back in here in that $200 area. So there's the Amazon, and then we'll show it to you on the other screen. And that's like it's been ever since the 200 area. So what's that, like 10 days ago it's been in a sell. Now the green line made it into the sell. We're going to have to look at that math in there and make sure we get that tightened up. But at this point in time, at least it's a start. It's a good start. And notice that the white was still in the buy at 02, whereas on the other screen it was at 000. Actually, I don't think it was showing the third number. It was just showing the second number. Let me just double check that, but I think that's how it was playing out right there. Yeah, see the green is, you'll see it right there at the bottom, plot 1, 0.00. So it's showing out one more decimal point. So it showed us that it was in the minus still, in the plus still by a little bit. Obviously, we knew we didn't see a minus line there, so it wasn't that. So, yep, that's the action we see. This is our new beta, and I'm really happy with it, and it's doing good. Good. All right. From there, we'll go back to the currencies, unless you want to see something else. Let's see, right there. And let's take a look at the euro against the dollar. And there it is right there. It's in a sell for 3 days. And you can see it's pressing. The weekly's been in a buy for 3 weeks. So we're kind of caught in that neutral again. And again, we can only emphasize it so many times. I mean, actually, we just keep on emphasizing it. The markets are watching the election. There's not a lot of conviction. They're just nibbling. They're not swallowing new positions, like buying them. They're nibbling. They're buying a few of. If they want to buy 100,000 shares, they're buying 10,000 shares here and 5,000 shares there. That type of thing. They're nibbling. All right. Let's see. What else can we say about any of that? That's about it. That's about it when it comes to the euro. So let's go take a look at the cable. You got 4 days in a sell. and still that's 4 weeks in a buy. Again, no real clear conviction. The math is telling us and confirming that we are in this like neutral sideways chop until this election is going to be over. Though there could be some moves. I was thinking that we could see some selling off somewhere along the line. There was an analyst, money manager. I guess she was a money manager. I can't think of her name now, but she's been around for decades, and she was on CNBC and on Fox Business a few minutes ago, and she was saying that in 2016 the economy was getting ready to fall down. Everybody was expecting a recession again because it hadn't been growing for Mr. Obama's GDP for his presidency was something ridiculous. It was like 1.8 or 1.5, historically way underneath the norm of 3. And so, he kept on saying, they used to refer to it as the new normal. He kept on saying, this is the new normal. We're never going to see 3% growth again. And it was like, what? What do you mean you're not going to see? America's not going to see new. No, this is the new normal now. We're going to be at 1.5. If we see 2%, we'll be lucky. And so for a year-over-year growth. And so she was saying that Trump got elected and the economy started up. Like remember Mr. Obama said, you'll have to have a magic wand to get this economy to go. And Mr. Trump would walk around telling people, I have a magic wand because I got the economy to go. It got up at the 6% growth. And so that's where we are now, is that the markets this time around, they may have a relief rally, but it wouldn't surprise me once Mr. Trump wins. Wouldn't surprise me if they sell the market down just a little bit, nothing major. Because it's got a lot of work to do. And then they'll basically say, we're from Missouri, we want to see. In other words, show us evidence that you're going to grow. And I think that literally day one, I understand they're going to cut the employment tax in half for companies and individuals. And that's going to be a shot in the arm. That'll make the economy start to really move because small businesses will be able to hire more people and grow and start to develop and the whole bit, and so that would not surprise me if the market sold off just a little bit. They let people in, and then they realize, wait a minute, this thing is really the real deal. This guy's going to do it. They're going to start drilling the first day he's in office. They're going to start doing a lot of things that are going to bring down the inflation incredibly quick. Because he has the right idea when it comes to the modern Republican Party understands the economy. The modern Democrat Party knows less about the economy now than it's ever has known ever. They're just very bad at it anymore. I don't because as one of the big physicists in the country here came out with an article and was on Twitter on Sunday night, I guess it was Saturday night, saying that before Mr. Biden left walked away from the election, was saying it is the communism, stupid. That was the head of his article. That was the title of his article. And just as the Clintons used to say, it's the economy, stupid. In his case, he said, and he's a Democrat. He was saying that Democrats are getting scared and tired of the communism and the socialism being thrown at us, and so there are Democrats out there that believe in, private sector, but right now it's ever since Obama for sure, it's been a foreign concept. Private sector growth, all that stuff is Mr. Obama says you need to have a magic wand to get that stuff to work. Or you got to be into capitalism and free markets, one or the other. So, all right, that is the, let's see, where is that? That is the cable. So let's go from the cable to the Swiss. I saw an interesting article. Maybe I'm going to hunt this down. It was the article's about the Big Mac in around the world. You know what they do is they have the Big Mac indicator. It's the what do you call it? It's an inflationary tool. You know, they look at what it costs for a McDonald's hamburger in Tokyo, and then they look at one where it's, you know, what's in New York, and then what's in Paris, and what's in Moscow, you know, and how much does it cost, and then they try to see if they can relate the inflation to it all that way. So in this case here, there it is right here. Let's put that up on the screen here. Let's go like this. In Switzerland, Big Macs are 44% more expensive than in America. And then the article goes on to tell us, you know, about the different places and shows you a chart right there. So there's Switzerland. Then Norway is 26%. Then 3% in the Eurozone. And then Canadian, it's 2% less, all the way down to Taiwan, which is 58% less. Japan is 47%. China is 39%. You know, so Korea 28%, Chile 22%, Brazil 16%. So it's interesting. You know, in other words, they call that the Big Mac the inflation tool. They go and look at what Big Macs go for all around the world there. So. Ding, 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 ding. What else can we say about any of this? I guess that's about it. I just thought that was fascinating, you know? Let's see if I can get this right. There we go. I was texting. Someone texted me. I text back. So yeah, that's another inflation tool. I'm a little surprised. You know, I'm always here talking about how well the Swiss have done with their fighting the inflation, and here are the Big Mac indicators saying that they're one of the most expensive in the world. So I guess they got to do a little bit more work over there. But as far as I'm concerned, they did a lot better than the Federal Reserve here in the States. Nobody walked around in the National Swiss Bank saying, "Oh, it's transitory, it's transitory." Instead, they increased the rates. You know, they brought the dollar. Or yeah, I'm sorry, the dollar Swiss pairs trade down from 101 to 90. That's a 10% drop. So that's pretty good. That gives a 10% more buying power to the people in Switzerland themselves. Alrighty. From there, we shoot over to the yen. Let's see how the yen is doing. Mr. and Mrs. Yen. Let's see. And there's the, let's put it up on that screen there. Jumped in a buy yesterday. Let's grab one of these buys. Excuse me. Let's grab one of these buys. Got a couple of hiccups there. Went into the buy on yesterday, on Monday, and now we're right back into the sell again. And obviously, right there. And obviously, at the same time, the fast has been in this sell for a couple of weeks, and now the slow is deeply below, so you can't take the long with it that deeply below. But that's hindsight at this point. Usually, that's our rule here, though. You don't do that. So right now you can see the yen, which is when it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar, which is a good thing. Because their inflation battle is really heavy also at the same time. And their corruption situation. All right. Yep, you can see that right there. So from there we go over to the great experiment. That's the euro against the Turkish lira. Third day in the sell, off its all-time highs again. Weekly buy now for 13 weeks right here. I don't know if there's I was surprised we went to the all-time high. Hopefully that's like some type of, what do you call it? Sometimes you have this panic buy that falls apart. That's what it's doing right now. They panic bought it up, and now it's falling back down again. But as you can see here, we're pretty far away from the sell again. It got very low. We went in there for a day on a Monday. By the end of the day, it was back in the buy. And you see what happened. It bottomed, went to all-time highs. Let's see. Now we go over to the South African Rand. You see the Rand is trying to lift up again. It doesn't seem to want to let go of that action. Constantly doing the same thing over and over again. They keep on finding ways to try to take it up. Now, talk about issues. That country has lots of issues at this point. And, you could talk about the issues, but in the end result is that the Rand is probably about, should be in the 12.5, 13 area. Instead, it's trading at 18.5. So there's a good 1/3 premium on this product. And it doesn't seem to be changing. It seems to be holding. Just when it should go on one of these tears on the downside, down into like at least the 15, but it hasn't. It keeps on using the 18 as a support. And that's not the most positive thing, that's for sure. That is for sure. And then we shoot over to energies. Oh, no, not energies. We go to metals. That's what it is, metals. Right there. Let's go take a look at gold. Gold was plus this morning. It fell down. Now, it's back up to plus again. Okay, so we're back into the plus again by a couple points. We're in a daily sell for 3 days, but still in that weekly buy. So it's not really scaring us away. Let's put it that way. Gold, there's a matter of fact, there's a headline about Goldman Sachs is, again, every time Goldman Sachs comes out and says buy something, I always feel like I should sell it. But they are saying that buy gold, it's going up. Here we are at all-time highs. So they're convinced that over the next year, buyers are going to be buying gold. All right. What's next? From there, we'll take a look at silver. Silver's in a daily sell. Oh, let's show you the beta. The gold on the beta, too. And I see gold has been lifting up. And still in that daily sell, though. Both of them are both in the daily sell. Let's go take a look at silver. there's the silver. You see, the weekly is flirting. Did it close on a weekly sell last week? Yeah, see, it closed on a weekly sell last week. Let's try it over here. There's right there, same thing, 2 weeks in a sell. And here you have 6 days in a sell. You see over here, let's see if we can make this bigger. This has a lot of fun. We can do a lot of things with this. So you can see we can go like this. I think it makes it wider. See that? Like that. So it's been in a sell 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So 8. So you go 8 days back, there's 3, there's 6, and there's 8. Went into the cell right there. Then from there, we go to copper. And there is Harris to skip. Yeah. And so there it is right there. Copper is moving down, taking out those lows and going after the $4 area, it seems like to me. I'm a little surprised, but we've not really talked about China in the last last week or so because of so much action here. But China, they just lowered the overnight rate yesterday from 7.8 to 7.6 or 7. Yeah, 7.8 down to 7.7, 1/10. They took off. So they're trying. They're trying to motivate their economy. The GDP came in around in the 4s, whereas normally it's in the 6s and 7s. And lately, last 6 months or so, it's just hanging down there in the lows. All right, from there, we'll go over to platinum. And there's the October platinum. It's down towards the bottom today, not making any broad moves. It's the second week in a weekly sell. And, platinum to me is a real tough short because, with it trading $1,300, almost $1,400 underneath. $1,400 underneath gold. That really, sounds incredibly desperate, and you got to be very careful with something like that. Trying to be short in that, you could get caught in the updraft. All right. So from there, we go over to the energies. Let's put the crude oil up on here. There it is right there. You see we are second week in a sell. You see we are 3 full days in a sell. It was hard to believe. We were talking about it. It was hard to believe that they popped it for a couple days. Went into the updraft. Let's see if we can do this right here. We have the ability to change sizes too, so we shrink it down like that. There we are. Right there. It went into a buy there, and then the next day, I was really surprised when they did it. I thought to myself, why are they trying to trade up in the 82s and 83s? And, we were in a weekly sell, and I was thinking, that seems odd. But now this week, it has rolled totally over. Last Friday, they rolled it over on Friday, as you can see right here. And it's been drifting down ever since. I guess they're going to try to go after this low here of 72 and change, 73. And so that's with Trump coming in, you would think that the oil would find itself parked in the high 60s, low 70s. That's what I'm thinking. That would make sense to me. What is that? I must have cut myself and I didn't realize it. Yeah. Let me put something on that right here. I have medicine. So the energies. Oh, we have. You know what we haven't done is we haven't found that. I had that. I need to go in there and find that Spanish company, the energy company down in Spain, because that gives us a better insight of what's going on in Europe. So we're not able to do that. Let's go find Brent and see what Brent's up to this morning. I imagine Brent is rolling over just the same way as West Texas oil is rolling over, which would make sense because Mr. Trump is going to flood the market, flood the zone like in football. Yeah. Yeah, look at the Brent. There's the last 6 months. Looks like a reverse head and shoulders. And it's playing with the shoulders now, but knowing the way the election situation seems to be growing and the way the betting is going, it's hard to believe that anybody would want to be long the energy sector. Alrighty. So, and that is the Brent. Let's go back and look at nat gas. There it is right there. Nat gas went into a daily buy yesterday. We're still 6 weeks in a weekly sell. And we're just starting a second day in a buy, and it's down on the day. I'm not really expecting, any real buying in the energy sector. I just think there's just profit taking. Bounce up, bounce down, bounce up, bounce down, that type of thing. And I would assume it would keep on making lows. And we've gone for $3+ down to $2, just underneath $2 5 days ago now, and we're hovering at $2.19. That's definite pressure on the energy sector. That's for sure. And let's take a look at heating oil. This is the processed or distilled out of crude, where it feeds the diesel trucks, the airplanes, the jet airplanes, and the what else does it do? Heating oil. Oh, heats houses. Heating oil. That's why it's heating oil. Yeah, it heats the houses. A lot of heating systems run on heating oil here in the Northeast. And so that's pretty much the conversation, I guess you could say, on the currencies and the energies and the metals. And you saw some of the stocks we were looking at. Tesla up $2.50 as we speak. How about that? Go Tesla. Go Tesla. All right. Let's take a look at some of the stocks, and then maybe we'll take a look around the world at what's going on with just the different countries. There are stock indices. There's NVDA right there. It's just a little down from yesterday. It's got a red and a green, or green and a red from yesterday, which is usually a sign of some type of action to come. Anywhere from 1 to 3 days, usually. Maybe it's going to be another move on the upside. And you can see the NVDA has been in a weekly sell for 2 full weeks down in here. Maybe it's going to try to do a little turnaround and pop up again. All right. Let's see what's there. So, go like that. There we are. Let's take a look at some of the world stock indices. So let's see, where is, there's the Nikkei. The Nikkei's basically a 3-week low. It was pressing down from the record high right there at 42,800. And now we're down to 39,600. So, as we say always around here, that the stock indices are a really good inflationary fighter. And now that the currency is backing off and the inflation is backing off, nothing major, but it is a good trend. You can see that they're still buying this. Where's it at? Right there again. They're not buying the Nikkei anymore. They don't need to buy the stock index because inflation is backing off at the moment. Let's put it this way: the currency is backing off at the moment. For the inflation itself, officially, boy, Japan has been in such tough positions. From there, we'll take a look at let's see, there's the next one. Let's see if there's any more I can find. Let's go to Taiwan right there. There's Taiwan. It's off its lows today and trying to get back into the plus. That's what it was doing. And it's been moving down for over a week also. A lot of pressure there. Oh, you can't see that. Right there, moving down. And then we see what Seoul's up to. South Korea index. There's a Dow Jones. Let's see what that looks like. That's tough to see. Forget that. Let's see if we can find one more time the Kospi. Stock index. There it is, Kospi. There we go. You can see here it's moving the same way as the Nikkei. It's feeling the pressure. It's aiming down. And then we go over to might as well go to the Hong Kong. The Hang Seng there. Hang Seng, also the Taiwanese index, feeling its pain, playing around with its lows for the last couple months. And then, let's see, Shanghai, let's do this. Let's see if we can try this the same way again. China, Shang. Index. Nothing there particular. Let's see. Let me get 32 charts. Let's try copying that. Going over to here. Oh, we got a flavor of. I'll hunt it down, but we got the flavor of the Hong Kong market. Let's take a look at the Singapore Straits Times. STI. You see it topped out a little bit, but it's not dropping as much. The Singapore Straits Times seems to be very comfortable. It's up 23 from today's trading. It seems like it's following some of the old policies still, which is really nice to see. These exchanges do something that makes some sense. In this case here, well, Singapore itself is very capitalistic, so it does not have a problem being positive or on economic terms. Let's check out. Where did I see it? There's the Saudi. Now, yesterday it was up 28 cents. Now it's down 30 cents today. This is the stock company, Armco, and it's been hovering down in these lows. They sold another $100 billion worth of stock about 3 weeks ago now. 4 weeks ago, something like this, right around here on this dip there. They knew this was coming, that's for sure. They front run that product. And then let's see. Let's put up there the FTSE. You can see this thing's been locked in like a sideways range. That's the way I expect the American market truly to be overall, in a sideways range until this politics ends. Let's see what the DAX is doing today. You see there, same situation. They knocked it down, but it is up today and it was up yesterday. So they're coming out of the funk that they were in. Let's see. That's about it there. All right. What did we talk about today? I think we need to Oh, let's take a look at the U.S. stock market real quick, because they're lifting that back up again also. You see here, now they played with that nine. Would you believe they played with that 19 again? Check this out, right there. Coming into the day, they drove it down to the 19, used it as a support, lifted up, down again, and then lifted up again. So that 19, I'm sorry, not 1991, the 5,591 seems to be, a support and a resistance line, and they just go after it wildly. In this case here, they tried to sell it under, and every time it lifted back up. So then they took it up. Now they're probably looking around saying, okay, where's the buyers at? That's usually the way it works on the trading floor. You got to be careful sometimes where they come to sell to you, you buy it, and you do the options instantly. This way you're at least neutralized. All right. What kind of title should we use today? What did we talk about more than anything else? We started off talking about, I guess we looked at stocks themselves, and we looked at, we were looking at the dollar and watching interest rates move back up. So we could basically say today, in the beginning, we talked about interest rates and how they were moving to the election situation. So I guess we'll say something like about the bond market, or let's say the 30-year bond, and that will be the way to follow through on this, I would say. So what should I say about bonds or the dollar? I think we did one of those last week too. We had a combination of dollar and it was something like interest rates and euro. I think that's what it was. So today, I can say this about it, that I feel comfortable if someone tunes in that we were talking about the subject, and that is the dollar is steady and firm, or the dollar is just following interest rates. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But I think we need something a little bit more exciting than that. If anybody has an opinion, fire it out. I'm trying to think one up. Yeah, there's that DAX. That looks good. Let me show you real quick what they're doing to the U.S. stock indices while I'm thinking about this, as I'm thinking about what the title should be. Here's the S&P 500. It's trying to lift. You see it's trying to get through there. We got a red dot, and it's it's playing, and they're reaching for it. And see how it survived the weekly sell right in here for the last 2 weeks. Title. What can we call today's title? All right, I think I got something here. Let's go with this. Gold and interest rates. I want to say they're basically together, but I guess with them down and the gold lifting back up to all-time highs. Let's do something like that. Let's do gold. Outperforming, and it is. It's outperforming. Gold is outperforming. Is sticking out. I mean, you got copper moving down, you've got platinum being buried again as usual, and silver down. But gold is still holding up. So gold performance above other metals. There we go. That's the title. When we looked at the gold, it was doing a fine job compared to, we saw silver having its issues. We saw all of them, but gold is still in a weekly buy, making me believe that they're going to try to lift it one more time. So, all right, traders, this is Doc. We'll see you on Happy to Hump Day tomorrow. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. And as you can see here again, there is that crazy 5,591 it likes to play with. Ta-ta.